G'day, welcome to Oly35mm, user-based, quasi-empirical, cheap and cheerful videos on Olympus 35mm cameras. Now, I've got a little bit of a different one for you today. I want to look at the Olympus Superzoom 140S, but I'm going to break away from the tradition of waxing on about the wonders of Olympus, and I'm actually going to do a little bit of a comparison because I have a very similar camera, and it's hiding behind here, from a rival manufacturer, and that's the Canon SureShot 130U, or Prima I think it was called in the US. Let's just put that back just for a moment. Let's come back and talk about the Olympus Superzoom 140S, also known as the Accura in the United States, and the OZ140S, I think, in Japan. Part of the Superzoom series, which I'll do an overview of one day. Because this is sort of a loose collection of models out of all of the series that Olympus produced. This is the one that probably has the least similar models to it. They were sort of all over the shop. Anyway, I got the Olympus Superzoom 140 probably about a year or so ago. Took some photographs with it. Very, very happy. Very nice. Stuck another roll of film through it, and came across the Canon SureShot in an op shop, and I actually spent the same amount of money on both cameras, roughly. And in fact, the SureShot actually still had a working battery in it, so I probably got a bit of a bonus there, I think. And I thought, why not actually run two films through, and let's compare the shots, just for the heck of it, just for something a bit fun to do. So I did that, and I'll put the photographs through at the end. But I just wanted to talk to you about the two cameras and give you a little bit of a comparison. And I have to be honest here, the Canon actually wins out. So this proves that I'm not a complete and utter Olympus tragic. In fact, I love all sorts of cameras. If I could afford it and I had the space, I'd have Leicas, I'd have Hasselblades, Mamiyas, Canons, Nikons, Pentaxes, and a whole pile of Minoltas, pile of other ones that aren't as popular. But the fact is the Olympus are the ones that that interest me the most, and that's what I've got. However, the comparisons are the Superzoom 140S and the SureShot 130U went sort of head to head, although I have to actually give you a disclaimer here. This was an Agfa Vista 400. This was a Kodak GC 400. I couldn't I didn't have the same film, unfortunately, to be able to test them. Okay, so this fella here, f5.6, sorry, my apologies, f4 lens, through to about an f22.9, depending on whether it was wide or zoom. Wide or telephoto. 38 to 140 lens. This fella here is a 5.6, goes to a whopping 32.9 or something f-stop, depending on whether it's wide or zoom. This is a little bit shorter though. This is a 38 to 130. But very, very close. This one was actually produced in 1999, or when it came out. This is 2005, so you would expect maybe to have a little bit of an improvement, just simply because there's what would you call it, 6 years worth of difference between the two of technology. You can see that it's a bit harder. I'm just trying to put it so we can see it. The 130 is actually physically smaller. There's not a lot of weight difference in the two, but it's not as tall. It's not as deep, although there's not a real lot in it as far as deepness is concerned, especially if I close up the lenses. There's not a real lot in the depth, and they're not as long as the Olympus, although that's a little bit hard to see. But the Olympus is about I don't know, maybe 1.5 centimetres longer, I suppose. The Canon feels nice in the hand, as does the Olympus, so there's not a real lot in it there. It's quite good. Both of them have diopters on the back, so those glasses wearers, it's really, really handy. Both of them have focus and flash indicators on the back. Both of them have quite easy to use wide and whoops, sorry, turn this one off. Wide and telephoto controls. This one's on the back. This one's probably not quite as convenient on the Superzoom, is on the top. They both have self-timers on the top, you can see there and there. They both have the opportunity to have red eye reduction with the flash, and also turn the flash off, or leave it as auto. There is a couple of nighttime type scene modes on the Olympus, and there's a compensation backlight compensation button on this particular one, but there is a couple of scene modes in that as well. Oh, I don't know, not a lot in it there, I don't think. The Olympus will take a remote control. I don't believe that the SureShot will. The SureShot had a caption version. I'm not too sure of the Superzoom, but I think it might have had a date back, but that was all. So all in all, features wise, it's probably not a real lot different. And usability, look, I like them both. Now, image quality and actually how they handled the photographs that I threw at them, or photographic situations that I threw at them. I have to be honest here, in my mind, and you make your own mind up from the photographs, but in my mind, the Canon actually won out in all respects. Don't get me wrong, the Superzoom isn't tardy. It's a very nice little camera, and I've really enjoyed using it, but I think the SureShot has the edge, and this is what it is. It's a comparison. So the SureShot, I think, was sharper. The colours were better, although I have to be careful here because there's two different films. So I think, I do like the egg for films a lot, so I probably really shouldn't compare that. I think it was a slightly contrastier lens. I think it handled low light better, although that might have been a film issue as well. I think it handled contrasty scenes better. Again, it may be a little bit to do with the film. It certainly worked very, very well with lens flare. From there, I think it was far better lens flare capabilities, or making sure that there wasn't too much lens flare as there was in the Superzoom. And although there was a little bit of chromatic aberration in both of them, I also think that it was better controlled in the SureShot than it was in the Superzoom. So there you go, a comparison between the two. I'll be interested in your view, or if you've used either of these, as to what you think of them. Look, they're both very good. The prices that you pick them up for is absolutely fantastic, and so they're both really, really good value. I just thought it'd be a bit of fun to put them head to head. So no real complaints about the Superzoom, but I think the SureShot had a little bit of an edge over the Superzoom anyway. So there you go. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.